Kase of the Mondays. Kase of the Mondays. Kase of the Kase of the Kase of the Mondays. Kase of the Mondays. Kase of the Mondays. His name's Kase and it's Monday, so you're about to listen to Kase of the Mondays.
Best content.
All right.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said I'm gonna give you the best content.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, welcome, everybody. Welcome to Kase of the Mondays podcast. We have Miss Sydnee Washington here. What's up, Sid? How are you?
Hello.
Welcome. And Sid, you just came in. You're a little tired?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
you had
tired.
A show last night at college?
Yes, I did a college show. And you know when somebody says, "Oh, it's in New York," you're like, "Okay, we're back." You know what? Like what? An hour? It was almost 5 hours away.
Wow.
I didn't know New York ran that long. And when somebody
yeah.
says New York, I'm just assuming the city, right?
Right.
Yeah, like 5 boroughs? No?
We're not going too far.
No. But it was upstate. And when I tell you,
It's 2 hours.
No,
but you think in your head,
2
you go,
hours. 2 hours.
I find that
tops.
Albany is 3 hours, and I'm like, well, did they add
honey.
more?
There's more.
Is there more? They
There's
add Albany
more.
to Albany? What's happening?
It's kind of like a porn star, a male porn sar. You're like, there's more dick? Oh, yes, there's more. There's more.
I've had that thought all the time. It's like you're inside my brain, Sydney. What the hell? I always go, wow. This is disconcerting.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, there's more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a way more to the left too. If you go, I didn't know this, but if you go like west in New York, state's huge. Yeah, you can go all the way to Buffalo or whatever. What a great town.
Yes.
Buffalo. Always great people out there. Love any Buffalo listeners out there. Great people. Sydnee, welcome to the podcast. What did you plug? What do you want to plug? Where can people find you?
Well, I have a podcast called The Unofficial Expert, and I am one of the new hosts of The Knitting Factory on Sundays at 9 p.m.
Yeah, that's a great show.
Yeah,
that is a fantastic show.
Great show.
Congratulations, that's cool.
Thank you.
Very
Just
cool. Yeah,
more comedians in my DMs about a show.
Just constantly people DMing you about the show.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah. That's a fun room. I just did it like 3-4 weeks ago. I had a great time.
Why'd you tell me that? I would have just assumed you didn't do it, and I'm like, he's got to do it tomorrow. You know.
I just did it.
Okay.
Sorry.
So sorry.
That's all good. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's
Thank
a fun place.
It is.
I noticed that room is so much fun. And those people are so much fun, and they're such a good comedy crowd. And how did you find that, like, compared to like when you just the college that you did? Were they cool? And every college is different, but yeah.
Those kids were great. I mean, first of all,
Isn't it weird when
I
you
was
find people,
overwhelmed
like-
because I'm like, I'm so much older. I might be out of touch.
so much older.
And fuck you. You didn't have to say that. You didn't have to repeat it, bitch. Anyway, so I saw them and they definitely look their age, which is, I'm always blown away by that because I feel like New York kids come out of the womb looking 35. So it was just weird seeing 18-year-olds.
They look like they're
18.
16 sometimes
Yeah, they look
too.
very young.
You see the innocence in the chicken fingers and all the junk food they're eating and all that.
And my comedy is so jaded and negative and dark. So I was like, I don't know how this is going to go.
Yeah.
So they loved me.
Sounds fun.
I got on stage and they were just like, they were like, oh, wow. Like I had jeans and a shirt on and heels, but I probably looked super dressed up to them.
Oh, yeah. They're like, she's wearing, her jeans are so clean.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Those are her going out jeans.
Yes.
Do you remember having I remember having going out jeans when I was like, when you're a kid, you go, all right, this is my going out t-shirt. This is my going out socks.
These are my Saturday night leggings.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh my God. I completely forgot about doing that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it was cool. It was cool to I did some crowd work because I just wanted to get to know them.
Of course, yeah.
And I wanted to get to know where the fuck I was like, where are we? And everybody was like, we honestly don't know. And I was like,
yeah.
So the financial aid is cute because that's why you're here. And the people from Miami were like, yeah, that's the only reason why we're here. And I was like, I get it, I guess. But yeah, most crowds in New York, they're cool. You know?
Yeah, they're pretty chill, but
they're chill.
But like with the kids too, even before I was saying like, even if you're like, if you go to that college and you're 20, 3 years old. That still feels light years away from 18, you know?
Yes.
I remember being like 15 or 14 years old and looking at an 18-year-old woman and being like, that is a woman. She is an adult woman. She has a car. She drives it on her own. Wow.
You knew people like that?
I just remember
18 with cars?
I
didn't
remember
know
being
it.
18. Well, I grew up in Long Island, so like when you hit 18, you had to have a car. You had it's the only way you could get around, you know?
Y'all come out the womb with like an automobile, right?
There was I mean, we had like there's a lot of jalopies, you know? There's a lot of like people were driving around some not so safe, I think,
Right.
things. Yeah. Or people would like borrow their parents' car to come
Yes.
to school, and their mom would be like, I need that because I have to go shopping to get us food. So they'd be like, okay, I'm going to bring it back. And I only have my mom's car until I go to work, school and come back.
When I was 14, I was just thinking like I'm not that far off from 18. Like I'm pretty much grown, and it's just like
wow,
no.
okay.
Yeah, it's like no, you have scoliosis. You know your acne is crazy. Like you look like a kid.
Yeah, you look like a child. I mean, I don't know. I didn't mature. I mean, I'm still pretty immature, I would say, but I didn't mature really for a long time. So even when I was like 17, I kind of was like, oh, like guys and girls were like, you know, dating, and I was like, oh, we're doing this. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys want to play Manhunt? You guys want to go play sports? Like, I didn't really
I'm
get
still
into
not
that
grown.
thing. Yeah,
I'm still not grown. I spilled sweet and sour sauce all over my jacket. And I was like, I'm still not washing this. Like, just dirty, nasty, gross. It's like, you're not an adult. That's nasty.
Yeah. No one sees it. You go, this is fine.
Oh, I poured water on it, and I was like, I'm going to let it air out. You know, I'll be fine.
Yeah. You don't have to watch this at
Yeah.
all. You just let it go.
It's a black coat, whatever.
You just vibing with the kids. You're like, how's that stain? You don't wash it, huh? They're like, yeah, we don't wash anything.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
That's a great time. Yeah, well, driving the cities, going 5 hours away to do a show is a lot. I always set like a thing, like after 5, I'm like, you got to take a plane.
The money was cute, so I was like, we getting in this car, and we going there.
Yeah.
And then you realize, oh shit, I got to pay my manager and pay my agent. Oh, and then pay the person who's driving me. Oh, I made $2 today. Great.
Yeah, you leave with a sandwich and you
like,
go,
oh,
wow.
fuck. And
They go,
then-
hey, do you want any of this stuff from the green room? They're like, do you want any of this?
Oh, I took everything.
Yeah, you
They
take
gave
everything.
me goat cheese,
all the swag.
spreadable
Yeah.
cheese. They
Oh.
gave me crackers. They gave me fruit.
So great.
Club soda.
Yep.
Oh, I had like a knapsack, so I could
Right.
just throw
You just got
everything in
groceries
there.
on the way back.
Oh yeah, I was like, went to Trader Joe's.
Yep.
Called Hamilton College.
You come back, you have no money, but you just have food for the week. You're like, this is great.
They took care of me. I'm just gonna live
Crackers
off cheese.
and cheese,
you know?
yeah, a couple gushers, sure, yeah, little Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, yesterday I had
I've left with so many M&Ms. I've taken so many M&Ms.
I'm
back
taking
home with me.
everything. I'm
Yeah.
taking the paper plates. I went to, the audition, and it had like craft services or whatever. I took everything. Nutter Butters, Oreos, Nutter Butters.
They always have Nutter Butters. You ever
Nutter
notice
Butters.
there's always Nutter Butters?
Shout out to Viacom. They always got Nutter Butters.
Why is Nutter Butter such a commonplace
I mean, it just comes.
craft
It
services?
just comes in like that box of variations of cookies and stuff.
Yeah, they have that. They have those little like granola bars, or whatever. This
Mm-hmm.
is super relatable to everyone that's listening. They're like, yeah, you know how we also do the exact same thing for a living.
You guys do auditions.
You guys
right?
do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Everyone does the same thing. Yeah, we had a good time. I saw you in Atlanta. We were down there for a
Yes.
comedy festival a couple months ago. That was fun.
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah,
That's where
you
we came.
were a little tired then as well.
As
I
well. I'm
believe?
just
Yeah.
dying. Yeah, that's what it is. It's
So you've been
literally-
sick for a while now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got sick there too. That's
Yeah.
right. I was coming down with something. I don't take vitamins. I just pray. I don't drink enough
my
water.
favorite.
I just drink Red Bull. So
Yeah.
like,
I was gonna get you a Red Bull.
my body is just breaking down.
Yeah. What kind of Red Bull? You a blueberry Red Bull, or what do you do? Straight
all
up?
types.
Okay.
Just anything to
Get
to
you amped up.
to replenish the fact that I am sober. So anything that can give me a little slight hope that I'm slightly wasted is
Right.
great.
Does
And
it
that's
feel anything close when you do a lot of caffeine, or
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like, oh, all right.
You're
I'm
like,
fucked
oh my
up.
god, I feel retarded. Like I'm gonna throw up or sleep with this random person. You know, the
The
same
stuff
thing.
you do when you're drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good time. You've been sober for a bit now.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I started like 4 years ago, and I was sober for 2 years, and then I relapsed, and then I'm sober again for over a year now.
Oh, it's great. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's terrible. It's awesome. Thank you.
It's terrible and awesome.
Yeah.
It always is. Yeah.
Yes.
I love every one of my friends that's sober. They're usually my favorite
Do you?
people. Yeah. 100%, because you guys are the most honest, like, and you're always annoyed, and I love it.
Always
so much,
annoyed.
'cause
Everything is a problem.
I hate myself. I
Yeah.
walk around, I go, "What's up, guys? How you doing?" And it's like I'm coming off a hangover. You know, I might have made out with someone and had a
Yeah.
great time last night. I've done some show. I'm just like kind of riding this wave of like good feelings, and it's like it's fake. It's not real.
Oh.
You got to bring yourself back to reality, and then you hang out with people I'm friends with that are sober, and they're like, "Yeah, hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's right. That's what it is."
I had a chronic hangover when I was an alcoholic. I had hangovers so much that it just felt like the norm. And so I didn't even think anything of it.
No.
And so you being excited to see people is just like pushing through.
I'm just still drunk. Is I'm 100%
okay.
sure all that means
Yeah.
is like I'm still drunk, and then when I get sad and quiet, it just happens right as I'm about
sober
to go to
again?
bed that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get the hangover until it's about bedtime the next day, and then I sleep through it. So I think that's the reason that I'm just like walking around like this isn't so bad, right, guys? And
Right.
everyone's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm gonna go to sleep and I'll feel fine in the morning, I guess." Yeah.
I mean, that's also, again, that's like that age bracket shit. Cause like you can't have a hangover after 30. It's just like grow up. Come on. Like,
Yeah.
hydrate yourself.
Yeah.
Take aspirin before you go to bed. Nobody has time for you to be like, he late. Like,
Oh yeah.
Every day.
Oh, you can't be moping.
You have
the
things
mope
to do,
is-
friend.
Yes. The
Unless
mope-
you're depressed, then there's a real excuse to be as miserable as you are.
That's true. That's true. Which is also very honest when you're depressed.
Oh yeah.
That's a
oh,
good. That's a
definitely.
good-
Well, but you know what? The thing
the
about
norm shouldn't be good. You
No.
know what I mean? I think I'm very like cynical of like, oh, everything's good all the time, and I'm like that whole like think positively. It's like no, everything's horrible. All of this is horrible.
everything
What are we
is
doing?
trash. But the good thing about being honest about how you feel is people don't fuck with you like that. They're just like, oh, you're not even going to pretend. I'm not calling you. And it's like, great. I didn't
Oh,
want to
yeah.
speak to you anyway.
Perfect. Yeah. If you
It's-
don't want to deal with me when I'm like this, great. Love it.
It's wonderful. I mean,
Yeah.
I used to have so many friends when I was
Very
like
fake.
drinking.
Those people
Yeah.
that won't want to fuck with you when you're not in that kind of like up way.
it fake?
Feels no, like when they're like so. What
Yeah.
you're saying, you're like, great. I don't want you to be around if you
Yeah.
if you can't deal with this. It's like you go. Well, I guess I wouldn't say fake. I would say more like you only want people on a very particular kind of set of circumstances. You
Yes.
know? Yeah.
And that's fine. That
Yeah.
I mean, you should. That's why I'm so against marriage sometimes, for better, for worse. Oh, fuck you. How long is this for worse gonna be?
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it's for worse for like 5-6 years, yeah, I'm not trying to do that.
That's a lot of years of for
That's
worse.
a long time for sickness. And how sick are you?
Yeah. Well,
How
you know, some all the way. Sometimes.
I mean, how bad is the cancer? Are you like stage 3, 4? I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's a lot.
that is a lot.
Some people
Yeah.
can't. It's just not equipped for it.
For
And
it,
that's
yeah.
like that's not fair to put on someone else.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'd be fine.
Do you have cancer, Case? What's going on? You just like totally caved in. Like, you're right. I mean, I shouldn't expect.
No, but I was just thinking about how like if I got sick ever, I kind of always said to myself, I'm like, I'd be fine. I don't want to bother my family with it. You know, I wouldn't want to like be like, guys, I need love and support and attention. I'd be like, I'm
yeah,
good.
your family, but like who you married is not your family.
Right.
They're not blood related. They didn't see you get born. So like they just don't have that same obligation.
Yeah. No, there's not at all.
For
I mean-
sickness, for health, that's fucking family. Honestly,
Yeah, you
the
go-
same thing that you say like in your vows.
Oh.
It's honestly really
No, if you're
Your
dating somebody
family.
and they have the sniffles, you go, we're breaking up.
yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, you
dealing
have
with
SARS.
this.
I can't.
I can't.
Like, this is too
I can't
much.
deal with this. They're like, oh, I feel so cruddy today. You're like, it's over.
Yeah.
I can't handle this. I don't want to deal with you in this situation.
I mean, maybe I'm just a terrible person, but I just feel like
No, let's be terrible people.
for,
I like it.
for better,
It's fun.
for worse, it's like very arbitrary. You don't know what's better, what's worse. Like, I mean, after a certain age, you just know what kind of people you want around you. And if you don't want to be around people who are always negative or depressed or in a bad mood, it's just like you have the right to not want that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't make somebody feel bad for that.
No,
and if we're married and you lose your leg, I mean, do I really need to stay? I mean, that's a long, like, come on. Someone losing a leg.
You're going to expect me to be here after? And that's like a almost...
Someone losing a leg? I mean...
And a lot of people expect people to stay. So it's like, why did you lose the leg?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I feel like this is a setup.
Exactly.
You already had me.
You're married to a man. You go, Gary, things weren't going well.
Yeah.
Did this leg really get lost by accident? Was there an accident at the skate park? What happened?
Now I gotta push that nub to the side.
Yeah.
To get a nut? Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot.
Beat it, Gary. Hop on out of here. We're not dealing with this.
Exactly. Wow, we went off the rails on that. That's great. It felt good.
It felt good, didn't it? A little cathartic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I needed.
But that's good. I every time I go sober sometimes for, very limited amount of time, like a month or two.
I hate people who say that.
Well, I can't.
I take breaks. Okay.
You have to take breaks. And I hate it. It's rough. So I have a lot of respect for people that can stay sober the whole time, because after a while I just to go, wow, this is stuff is really stressful all the time. Mm-hmm. And then if you don't, for me, I usually find if I work out and I get like a lot of sleep, I can deal with it.
Yeah.
But then after a while, you're just like, okay, and it just feels like there's this like little devil on your back, just like stressing you out. And I'm like, I can't. This is.
Then you're like, who's going to kill this devil? Tequila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anheuser-Busch and Mezcal or whatever. Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm like, I get why alcoholism runs high. It's just there's so much crap going on. And especially in New York City, it's like in order to live, first of all, the quality of life, do we have it? Do we have it going on? Is it like out of the 5 friends you have, you're like, who's really living it up?
Right. Yeah. People are living in there.
Oh, I'm 35 with 7 roommates. Yeah, and I'm just going to say that to other people.
And
what?
That's
you
my
have
life.
no shame.
You have no shame. Well, that's because you see what other people are doing and you
Yeah.
go, I guess this is life. And then people are looking at you like, no, you're going to be 40. Maybe live by yourself.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Get it together.
Back at the ranch, you watch a show and you see this guy who's damn near 40 with these roommates and like, who is this loser? You're like, that's actually you.
That's actually you. Yeah.
He's literally living your life on
both,
TV.
Right.
Yeah.
You're both doing the same thing.
Yeah. And his life isn't real. This is, he's getting paid to pretend to be you.
Yeah, he's doing great.
Yeah.
He goes home and he's sober and nothing's happening. I feel like you're just describing It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but yeah, that's exactly the show. Because in the show, they're like, dude, are you like 30? And they're like, we're like 40. Like, what are you talking about?
Crazy.
Which I love that they do that in that. It's one of my favorite shows. But yeah, you just watch people on TV getting fucked up and you're like, wow. And then you go, wow, I'm doing the exact same thing right now. Yeah. I have to say, on some level, I've always wondered. I'm like, I think I'm like a medium functioning alcohol. They have high functioning. I go, I don't think I do anything too great, but I'm getting through it. Life day to day basis. But I've also decided I was like, I'm not gonna just keep going back and forth. Like I was like, a lot of people do that back and forth where they go, I'm gonna be sober. I'm gonna drink, and I'm like, nope. I'm just gonna decide to drink from now on, and make my peace with it and stop doing like the thing. Making people have to listen to me be like, I'm gonna be good for I
hate these bi alcoholics where they're just like, they don't know if they're really an alcoholic or they want to be sober. It's like, figure it out. Okay,
yeah, just choose a life.
Either you're gonna have a problem or you're gonna be like, okay.
Yeah. Or you could, there are people that we both know that, they drink and, things in their life, they don't go so well. And there's some people that do the same thing and things in their life go fine. And then for some reason, it seems to affect one person the complete opposite way of the other,
Well, you know what it is. It's whenever somebody's like, yeah, I'm going to be sober. I'm like, oh my God, I got a new friend. Fucking yes.
Yeah.
Somebody to hang with and just like shit on people and then like be sober and be in it and just feel the feeling.
That's it.
And then that motherfucker,
yeah,
that bastard all of a sudden is like, so how I was like, gonna be sober in January.
Yeah.
This birthday party happened, and like now I'm gone. And it's like we were talking for 12 days straight, and now you're just gone. How could you do that to a grown
betrayed
person?
so many times.
Oh, so many times.
Someone
It's
goes,
like,
listen, me and you hang out now. I don't drink anymore. And they call you 3 days later like, listen, I'm seeing somebody else right now.
Just
Tequila?
dangling
Yeah.
by a string.
That
it's
sucks.
like, don't play with me like this. And that's why I hate when people call me like, yeah, I'm thinking about, don't click. Hey, I'm thinking, click.
Yeah.
Because I already, when I pick up the phone, I feel that energy like,
hey, so are
I think
you?
I'm going to be sober.
Right.
It's like, hang.
You're like, do it for yourself.
Hanging up, yeah.
You know what it is? It's the same thing when people want to like hang out and they don't hang out. You're like, I think I'll go out tonight. I'm like, okay, cool. Bye. I don't want to hang out with you tonight. Person that doesn't like ever go out. It's the same kind of like, I'm going to try this thing for the first time and I know you do it. So can I try it with you? And you're like, no, this is my life. I don't want to babysit you through the first steps of like what you're doing right now. It's boring for me and you're probably not even going to want to do it.
How many friends you got right now?
How many friends?
Yeah, like real friends.
I think just like Tanner. Tanner's my only friend.
Just one friend.
I got one friend.
That's honest.
I got like 4 maybe. What do you mean? What are we constituting as a friend?
Emergency contact.
Emergency contact?
Somebody who will pick up and come to the scene.
3 maybe.
So, people who are going to pick up.
Pick up. Yeah. I got 3.
And then come.
And then come.
They have money to come.
They have money to come.
Yeah, man. That's where you draw the fucking line. We keep saying friends, but it's like friend, man.
Who's got
it? Who's going to really come through?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think 3. I'm good. I'm good. I'm hanging out with adults. I got adults. I got friends that are doing,
show off.
They got their shit together. You know?
Okay, good for you.
I try to have my shit together, but I like to be the friend that's like that's got his shit together, but still kind of is like the one.
I'm casual about having my shit together.
Yeah.
I don't take myself too seriously as somebody who has got their things together.
All my clothes are washed.
Yeah. Don't you have a washer and dryer in here?
I get the sweet and sour sauce.
Oh my god.
Out of everything
I
all
love
the
it.
time. Yeah. So how about you? How many friends you call? They pick up, show up.
Oh, I don't even know. You actually have to be an emergency to test these emergency contacts.
I know. I thought about that. I thought about
just
that.
put any old name down because one, we always pick our closest friends.
Yeah.
But our closest friends are like low key popular or low key busy and like screen their calls. Fuck that bitch.
Right.
I need somebody who's like 45 and at the crib at 6 p.m. Who's like phone is here and they're ready.
Oh, that's the
I need somebody
best.
with a fucking landline,
Like an adult,
as
yeah,
an
like a
emergency
real
contact.
adult.
I need somebody who pays their bill the day before as
Right.
an emergency contact because I know
Put me
you're
down.
ready. That's you?
I paid it before. Oh yeah.
Ew, you're disgusting.
All my bills are
How
paid.
dare you?
Every
That's
single
gross.
thing.
Bye.
Laundry's done. All the shit. I wash everything.
Where's your room?
I watch everything.
Is your room that way?
Yeah,
Or this way?
yeah. They're
Okay,
all over
which
the place.
way is your room? 'Cause I'm gonna go in your
You're gonna
room.
check. You're gonna check it out.
And don't talk this shit because I can check the
Yeah,
receipt.
you can check the receipts. What else? I'm pretty. I'm a full adult, man. I do all that stuff. That's why, you know what it is? I hate that stupid thing that happens with a lot of girls when you're dating.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're a boy. You're like messy. And like, I'm like, I vacuum every day. Everything in my life has been responsibly taken care of. And they go, oh, you're like going to be a guy. And like, you don't know, like your fridge is empty. I'm like, there are fresh vegetables everywhere.
Really?
I have grilled chicken. Yeah. I have all kinds of things. I have a cheese.
Case's credit is I have grilled chicken.
I have a cheese board. Okay, I have a cheese knife.
Oh my!
I'll tell you that.
You have a knife specifically for cheese. That's
All right.
some grown ass shit. Right
Exactly. I
That's
show up.
dope.
People go, "This is potluck." I show up. Everyone goes,
I'm here for that.
I hate that though. They look at me and they go, "You." I can see in their eyes. They're like, "This guy," because you've seen me. You were out when we were in Atlanta. Like you see me out. I drink. I'm pretty out there. And, you wouldn't think I would be. I don't think people are always surprised when I'm like responsible. They're like, oh, all right, cool. I'm like, yeah. Just because I get drunk doesn't mean I wake up. And I'm like, my friends were like, oh, dude, you drank so much. And I'm like, yeah. And I would wake up and I would like go to the gym and like write and like do all the stuff I had to do. And they were like,
You're a functioning drinker.
functioning person.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's
Yeah.
about discipline.
Yeah. You got to have
about
some discipline.
discipline and-
I cannot enjoy anything if I didn't do the other stuff.
That's got to be discipline and coke, you know? Like that just it goes hand in hand.
Can I tell you, I've never done cocaine in my life. When I was down there, this guy comes up to me. Do you remember we went to that strip club?
Yes.
Okay. Fun time. There's like old women. And for people that don't know, we're in Atlanta. We went to this place called, what was it, the Claremont Lounge or something. Yeah.
I'm talking about Meryl Streep bitches in flats.
Meryl
stripping.
Streep bitches in flats. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's a great way to describe
yeah.
them. Meryl Streep, for real Meryl Streep. Maybe Marilyn Monroe, honestly. Yeah. It was
maybe.
up there. There was a woman so old that when she just stepped on the stage, everyone applauded her just getting like up.
Just the fact that she had the energy to get up.
And she danced. And it was great. And then
I wouldn't call it dancing.
Right. She moved.
Her
she gyrated
feet
somewhat.
Went from here to here.
Yeah. She kind of two-stepped it a little bit.
Yeah.
And the end, she just kind of pulls off her bra. And you're like, wow. That's what my grandma's boobs will look like if I saw them.
I mean, that's what
everyone applauded. It's
a
great.
Grandma would do.
Yeah.
That one step, boom. Like
hey, everybody. Yeah.
They're not giving you a show. That's not what you're there for.
No, you're there to kind of be like, this is great that you're still doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like, wow, this is the, I don't know, what is it? The Keys in Florida? Where do people retire?
Oh, yeah. The Florida, Miami. No?
No, they don't retire there.
No, they do like, I think Central Miami, there's a lot of stuff. Central Florida, there's a lot of stuff.
No, but
Orlando.
The Keys, that's where people...
I thought it was a party destination.
Really?
I have no idea.
Okay, we'll look it up.
We need to get more old people in our life.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, but
so we get to the strip club. It was a great time. There's all these old women dancing. We're there with tons of comics. You can smoke inside, which is crazy. Which is, if you're from New York, that's so weird.
Awful.
It's absolutely horrendous. Yeah.
I walked out and I was like,
everything smelled.
I'm Walking Dead.
I honestly felt like it took like a couple of years off my life being in there. Yeah,
definitely.
I remember waking up the next day being like, everything smells so bad. This is the way that's what the 80s and 90s were just like. Every time you went out, everywhere you went, everything smelled like smoke because people could smoke inside. It's disgusting.
That's why everybody around that time literally looks like Steve Buscemi. Like their face is like...
Yeah, if you were born pre-1980, you're just walking around with a Buscemi face.
Yeah.
Just all Steve Buscemi's walking around. And I'm there, and I walk outside, and I go to the, they're like grilling food and whatever, and I went to go get like some food. And this guy come up to me, and he goes, hey, man, you got Coke? And I go, no, man, I don't got Coke. And he goes, you got Coke? And I go, no, man, I don't got Coke. I've never done Coke in my life. He goes, there's no fucking way you look like that and you don't got Coke. I go, what? The fuck did you just say to me, dude? I'm sitting there, I'm dying and laughing.
So aggressive.
It was so aggressive.
Oh my God.
If I should have just been like, bro, you don't have fucking Coke, bro. Like, I'm talking like full on, like a fucking visor hat, khaki shorts, fucking polo, just the fucking like fratty college guy with the fucking like almost like a pop collar, like that kind of fucking.
That guy.
That's the dude. Yeah, super aggressive.
You should have turned it around like, I don't know how you don't fucking have any Coke. Actually, you probably did all the Coke, and now you're asking me for something.
I 100% think he was on Coke. Yeah, he looked insane. But he just goes, there's no fucking way you look like that and you're not on Coke. And I was like, I mean, people in line all turned around like, what the hell's going on? And they just like sucked me into this like, oh, is that guy selling drugs to this guy right now? Which is fucking crazy. Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't. People just looking at you and they go, this is what you're like. And you go, no, not at all. I've had that happen to me a couple times though. I'm pretty energetic,
fucking hilarious
when I'm drinking, and
you were a good time. I had a blast.
I had a great time too. Yeah, we should talk about this. What's the worst you've ever fucked up at your job? Also, we do in the middle of the thing, just really quick. I want to do a plug everything you got to plug. What's your podcast?
The Unofficial Expert.
Yeah. Where can we find that?
It's on Forever Dog. It's iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, whatnot.
Yeah.
Also, the weekly show at the Knitting Factory at 9 p.m. every Sunday. And, various projects that I'm in. Just follow me on Instagram. JUSTSYDBW.
Nice. Okay. And you used to work, right? I remember this from you talked about it on stage a while ago. But you used to do bottle service.
Yes.
At some point, right?
I have a solo show called Death of a Bottle Girl.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's to me one of the most interesting jobs because it's so crazy.
Can you
sounding.
just write it for me? Like, I have everything. I've done the show. I just need to write it so I could turn it into a TV show, but I'm just so tired.
I would love to. That sounds. I had a friend that did bottle service when I was like in college, and I was like, I just kept looking at her being like, "What are you doing here? Like, just leave." And because I couldn't understand, I go, she made so much money, and she was interacting with like, the Jets. I was like, I'm a liberal arts major at a 4-year school. You're like hanging out with professional football players making millions that think you're super cool that are like texting you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're like what are you doing playing beer pong here? Like, leave. Like, I just didn't understand. She was so nice.
It's just like, I just want to be like everyone else,
I think that's what it was because her boyfriend was like the most, like, just like a super regular schlubby kind of guy. And I was like,
yeah, but that's just women. We just foolish. We, we'll be doing great, and
Yeah.
then we're like, oh, look at that paper bag on the ground. Let me date it. Like,
yeah,
that's
what is that? He cares about me. What is that?
Is that a garbage bag with a pulse? Come on in. Just live with me for 4
Right.
years.
He tries to like get at you emotionally instead of trying to have sex with you, and you go,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna date this trash instead of this super. Every other thing is good about him except seems like he's trying to have sex with me. So
Yeah.
no, it's not happening.
That dildo on fire. Let's go. That's my man now. We're married.
That's what that guy is, right? Just a chubby dude selling weed out of his Honda Civic. That is a dildo on fire. Just. Hey babe, I just gotta sell this eighth and I'll come pick you up.
Yeah,
Sorry, your parents are in town. I missed out. My bad. And you're just like, wow.
Dick on fire, wearing khakis.
Yep.
Gross.
Just a walking dick on fire. So your job, though, I mean, you're doing that. That's I would think can be equal parts horrible and like worth it for a while, right? No.
I miss it so much. Like, I obviously don't have the energy to do it because I'm dying, but I just, it was so much fucking money that
It's crazy. And you had to do nothing.
I had to do stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
I had to
Oh, tell me.
pretend men were cool.
That was the job.
Yeah, that's
that
awful.
was the job.
Okay.
Because you physically have to bring like what? Like at the end of the night, you're like bringing over like what? 20 bottles of alcohol.
Bottles of alcohol
Yeah.
with firecrackers
And
on
they're
top
all
of it,
worth
and it's just
thousands of dollars each
it's
bottle.
like, Jeff, again. Okay. But it's like, I needed it at the time. I was like, this is the best thing ever. Like, I love it. This is, yes, give me the money. I'll talk to anybody.
Of course.
Let's do this. And then after a while, I was like, oh, my soul has left my body. And I hate everybody.
I hate those places
and
so much.
My body is literally just a bag of tequila.
Yeah.
And moving bag of tequila.
Yep.
And I have nothing to show for it.
Except for thousands of dollars, but
I mean, at the time, but I'm
and a
saying
hangover
now,
and a big
like
hangover.
now I have.
Oh yeah.
I don't have those friends anymore. I don't even have those clothes that I bought when I had
Yeah.
that money. I have nothing to show for it except this show, the one.
But that's cool. You have the memories and the growth that you got from. I'm just being super positive. I'm like, you have like
fucking
all this
are,
stuff.
and that's why I was like, oh, you're not depressed. You don't
No.
even know. It's just like, yeah, I'm glad I went through that stuff. I'm glad that I was able to hold money in my hand and be like,
Yeah.
this is what $1,000 feels
Yeah.
in cash.
In cash, yeah.
You know?
That's a great
you
feeling.
pick some shit up, you're like, oh, that's definitely not all.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to give me about $300 more.
That's great.
I mean, I had to count, like, people would give me cash and pay for their check, and I would have to, in
Yeah.
a busy nightclub with barely any light, and just be able to count and
yeah.
also be wasted and
Yeah.
high and whatever,
Oh,
and
yeah.
in heels, and just have to remember, like, oh, don't fuck this money up because
it's a lot of money.
It's a lot
Yeah,
of money.
it's a lot of money, yeah.
You know, also don't like mess anything up because you could lose everything.
Everything.
And
Yeah.
it was very intense, a lot of pressure, but I'm glad I did it for 10 years, I guess.
Yeah.
I see people who are younger just doing other stuff with their lives, and I'm just like, fuck, I wish I would have done 25 differently.
Right. Do you ever like? So I bartended when I was a lot younger,
Mm-hmm.
and I liked it. But every other job I had afterwards, I was like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Like the money?
Yeah.
Because you would get the money and I'd be like, what, wait, I was like, do we do this? And like, then are we getting paid for the other, do we get paid per task for the other stuff? Or,
Yeah.
Because
You
it's
just
so bad. I worked
change
at a
your
coffee
perception of
house.
money.
Yeah. And I worked at a coffee house and I remember like making coffee and we'd get like tips and the tips would be like $20, which is actually like to some people would be good. And I'd be like, I don't know. And we get like $8 an hour or something like that. I was like, this is insane. I was making like $400 a
Scoffing.
night. Yeah.
Scoffing.
I was making so much money and people were doing cocaine
$400
around
a night,
me.
honey. I was making
Yeah.
$1,000 and just
That's what you make. That's usually,
just fuck. I mean, I also was wearing booty shorts and just people are touching me and people are
That's a
talking to me
pain in
any
the
kind
ass.
of way
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like literally dignity. Don't even know what
Out the
that
window.
is. And
That's
so-
why I hate those places though. It's just a bunch of like people, it seems like, that have money that want a high status way to, they like paying to talk the way they want to talk and be treated a certain way. And it's all very, very artificial.
Yeah, but then you put it
The
in
atmosphere.
perspective. It's like you'll see somebody who's poor and will talk the same way. So it's just like it's how people are brought up. It's it's
Sure,
how
yeah.
people just are. So I've seen so many situations where like, oh, this is not a money thing. This is more of like a class thing, or just this is how this person is. They are terrible.
Oh yeah. So some people will be respectful and some people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the people who would give me the most money, I probably did nothing. You
Okay.
know? Like I did exactly what my job was, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, look at this tip. Thank you. Like they're just so used to giving so much. And
Yeah.
then the people that I was like sweating and like literally pretending like, oh my God, my nipple, it came out. Those people will push you to the
Oops.
brink and then they'll give
Oh.
you fucking nothing, like
You know,
nothing extra.
yeah, I would do the same thing, but I usually go in the other direction.
Right.
Nipple came out. Everyone's like, you're fired, dude. The fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Why is your nipple out right now?
Yeah, so like I'm very wise and I know so much, but also I don't even know how to put like a sentence together sometimes because I was used to working at night and it's literally like that'll be $5,000. Like that's
Yeah.
the only time I spoke correctly
Intelligently,
is the price.
the price, yeah.
It
That's
was
funny.
all like
You put on like a little show.
and then soon as the bill is dropped, I'm like,
That was terrifying.
thank you so much. That'll be $2,200. You know, they're like, who the fuck is this girl now?
They were probably so relieved to hear you say words.
No.
After all that.
They weren't. That's when they were the most upset, when they can actually hear things.
Yeah.
You know,
You're
that's
just
when,
like,
and then I would bring the bill and they would turn it to me like, I did not spend that much money. You're like,
oh, that's the worst when people
Yeah.
they can't believe the bill. I like it a lot more when they're like, yep, that's what I hate the amateurs of like, they come in, they go, are you sure this is right? And you're like, oh God.
yeah.
Oh, this is the worst.
Those are the people who are splitting the check 12 ways. So
Oh,
I
that's the
always
worst. Yeah,
know-
bottle service. Yeah, you go into that type of situation. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I tend to like go to like a dive bar or places like that. I just find there's no pretension in those kinds of places. So you're right.
When you
You'll
say
see that with
pretension,
everywhere.
You just like budget.
Yeah. Yeah, just to play everywhere's
Prices in my budget.
Yeah, right. There's no all the prices are affordable.
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say there's no pretension. No, but a lot of those places people go where it's expensive is they go to be like, because they feel better about spending more money about themselves. And you're like, all right. And you're right. There's class all over the place, but yeah, you go to a good dive bar, you know, usually, unless you get those fucking douchebags that are like, this is our place. This is fuck everyone else. This is what we're like. And
Oh,
like,
you're
"Oh,
talking about
God.
Jersey? Oh, yeah. You talking about Boston?
We ain't going to these fucking highfalutin. I don't know. No
Yeah.
one says highfalutin anymore, but they go, hey, what are you, this fucking, you know, fuck who he is. That kind of thing. You're like,
Yeah.
oh God, whatever, man. You know?
Trash.
Yeah, you're just, everyone's trash. They're all trash. Have you ever, what's the worst you ever fucked up at, it doesn't have to be the bottle service shop, but, yeah.
Oh, just blacking out, falling asleep, lost my
Wow.
job. Yeah.
You blacked out, fell asleep, and lost your job.
Lost my job.
That Where did you black out?
At work.
At work.
At work. And technically, I was still on the clock, but I
wake up,
had
you made a
already
bunch of
clocked
money?
out.
Yeah.
Mentally
Yeah.
and physically. But I mean, I was finished with my tables.
Yeah.
It was a really slow night. My manager would not let me go, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I'm getting fucked up." So
Of course,
I had like,
sure, yeah.
I had like 12 shots, and it wasn't
Wow.
even like 2 a.m. yet.
Wow, yeah, that's rough.
And it was just,
You know,
and
there's
then
like
I
5 or
called
6,
the
right?
coke I called the drug dealer. He was a no-show, and I still to this blame it on him. It's like, if I would have had my drugs, I would.
If you
still
got a
have had
little,
that job.
yeah, if you got a little amped up,
So yeah, I lost my job because
the
I was
coke dealer
blacked
didn't
out.
show up. Yeah.
You know, either or. But I'm on the record. I fell asleep. But
What's
off
his name?
the record,
Mass's first name.
drug
Or
dealer
her
did
first
not
name?
come. What?
What's his or her first name?
Of the drug dealer?
Yeah.
I will not say. I'm
Let's
not
just
one
call
of
him-
those.
No, but I'm saying let's just okay. So
Francis.
Francis.
Because of Francis. I lost my job. But yeah, which is not the worst thing I've done.
No, yeah.
The worst thing I've done is this guy comes in, he buys these bottles. I didn't like him. I just was like, ugh, I don't like this guy. And then
Yeah.
he gave me a limousine of drugs. And
I've never
He's like-
heard it
he's
called
like-
a limousine of drugs.
it was one of those jars, those
Wow.
long jars.
Yeah, a limousine
And he
of
called it
drugs.
it's called
That's
a
great.
limousine.
Oh, that's a name for it.
Yeah, it's a
Oh, I
limousine.
mean, I don't
Yeah.
know because I've never
It's
done.
just
Okay.
it's a longie. It's
Okay.
long. It's like a a long jar.
Yeah.
So
I thought ideally you were just describing a fancy thing.
No,
for
no,
thing.
no.
We're like
It's a
this guy
limousine
gave
of
this guy
drugs.
This guy brought a Range
Yeah.
Rover of
So then
Heroin.
he's like, "Oh, you want some?" And just like offering me drugs, and he doesn't even know me that well, and just being annoying. And I took it, and I went in the bathroom, and I poured half of it out,
Oh, great.
and then the other half I put in a napkin, and then I went back out. And I gave him back the jar and
Yeah.
like started to still do my job. And then he's waving me down. And then finally I come over. I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, what happened? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, it's all gone. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, all of it is gone. I'm like, all of what is gone? He's like, you did all of it. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I walk away.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
It's par
He
for the
weighs
course.
me
It's
down.
drugs. You can't be like, hey, what happened? I need you people to be conscious.
he weighs me down
responsible
again.
with this stuff.
And he's like, I need to speak to your manager. And I said, okay. And then I bring my manager over, and he's like, yeah, the waitress did all my drugs. And,
Wow.
And then my manager waves me down, and he's like, is this true? And I said, what? He said you did all his drugs. And I was like,
"Is this true?
I said,
Did you do all this man's cocaine?"
yeah. I said, I don't even do drugs. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And my manager turns to him and he's like, well, she doesn't do drugs. So I don't know what you want. What do you, the audacity for this guy to talk to the manager about drugs. It's
About
like,
an illegal.
sir, you're not even supposed, like he's so in a bubble that
Yeah.
he thought that
The
he
manager
could,
was
the
going to get
manager
on
was-
his side.
Yeah, fool.
Yeah.
Absolute fool. And
Crazy.
so the guy's like huffing and puffing.
Comes over to the manager. He's
And
like, she let loose my kidnapping victim. Can you do something about this, please? And you're like, sir, did you let loose his kidnapping victim? You're like, I don't kidnap anyone. Like, she doesn't kidnap.
Yeah. He's like pissed. He's pissed. But like he had bought all these bottles and he's like, he can't prove
No,
anything.
of course. Yeah. It's all
So
down
then,
there. Yeah. Literally down the drain.
Gone.
It's gone.
Literally. If anything,
Ta-da.
if somebody was
Yeah.
like, oh, you did all these drugs, I was like, actually, I disposed of it because he shouldn't have had it in here. That's what I
Right.
should have
You
said,
should-
but I
yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
I was just like, I don't do drugs. And then he closes out. He still has to pay me, because he bought
course,
bottles,
yeah.
20%. Ow, got him. And then
Damn. 20%. That's
20%.
great.
And then the manager was like, Sydnee, I can't do this again. Okay. Like, I just can't. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you can't do that. And I was like, I don't do drugs. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
It was so good.
I love sticking to your story the whole time. I don't do drugs. I don't know what you're talking about.
I would love that to be an episode in a show because I was so on the money that I think he laughed that I just was so on it, you know?
Yeah. You go, you're late. You go, I don't do drugs. I don't know
what you're talking about.
It's unrelated. You just keep saying, I don't do drugs.
Which was crazy because I definitely did drugs 3 days before with my manager. So it was great.
You did drugs with your manager 3 days before.
I definitely done it.
That's amazing.
I was like, that night, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't do drugs. That I should have gotten fired that night.
Oh man, that's great. You did drugs with your manager 3 days before this entire story.
It's like, I can't do this again. It was like,
you like tell the guy, and he's like, she doesn't do drugs. I don't know what you're talking about.
And I was like, I will love him forever for just
that's cool.
Riding it out with me and
just
knowing.
Cool.
And just knowing like, oh, this is another stunt that Sydnee is pulling. I guess we got to go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun. Mm-hmm. That's nice.
There was some good times.
That's cool.
It was literally the whitest I've ever felt, you know? Privilege.
Like I can do anything I want and I'll get away with it.
And still can't get fired?
That is
great.
The definition of being white.
And making all of the money, all of the coins.
It's the best.
Just leaving in my limousine. Bye.
I worked at a place and I had the exact kind of opposite situation.
Where'd you work?
I was bartending some like pub, and
you don't have tits, so you're not gonna get away with what you think you can.
No, and I don't know. I would say they would make fun of me every so often because my name, and I'm not, they're all white, and I do comedy and it's Kase Rosso, right? I just took a little bit off my last name because people were just murdering my name every time.
Right.
But my last name is Rasul, which is Middle Eastern. Right. It's Persian. Yeah. So to them, they were like, "What?" So this is always, I love the look. They always crinkle their eyebrows, like, "What, Rasul? What kind of name is that?" And then I have to tell them like what, like a terror? And they always do the same, like what, like a terrorist or something like that. They say something like that. So my boss. And a couple of people there, they weren't so nice to me, which is fine. I'm bartending, making money. I got along with the waitresses really well. Like everyone was super chill, like that I worked with, minus like some of the people and the managers. And this is a story's going to take a crazy turn. So instead of being like, this guy's going to ride it out. Yeah, this guy's going to ride it out with me. My boss, this motherfucker used to yell at me. And I looked at him, and I don't really ever take any kind of shit from anybody. I'll just kind of be like, hey man, we can fight. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is, what the power dynamic is. I'll just look at them as another person. And of course it's always like a guy, and I'll be like, hey, I just like right in their eyes. I'm like, if we want, we can just talk about this outside if you want, man. Like if you're going to talk to me like that, and they just look at me like, oh, this guy's like serious. And I'm like, yeah. I'm 100% serious. And my boss was a much bigger guy. His name was Bill. Murdered his wife. Found out afterwards, after I got fired from that job, this guy, he used to have these crazy anger tantrums that I used to like look at him and be like, hey man, don't fucking talk to me like that. And he would always be like, sorry. It was almost weird. Like he snapped out of something. Found out he murdered his wife. Yeah. So very much the opposite of ride or die, or really the exact same thing as ride or die. Took his wife, killed her, and threw into it. Yep.
That's terrible.
It's very terrible. Yeah, but imagine like the whole time I'm working, I'm thinking I'm stepping up to a bully, and really I'm stepping up to a murderer.
Yeah, you're talking shit to him, and he's beating his wife later.
No. So that was luckily they had a good marriage, and nothing ever happened. The police report.
You just all of a sudden kill your wife.
So what happened is he has anger issues, obviously. Okay. And there was like the cops, because obviously I'm going to read the story.
So he never hit her.
There was no history that ever got recorded of him hitting her. I don't know. Probably, maybe he did. I don't know. I hope not.
If he has anger issues, all of a sudden he's just going to kill her and never lay a hand on her.
Yeah, he wanted to go to Atlantic City, and she didn't want him to go to Atlantic City, and he really wanted to go to Atlantic City. He was like, "I'm going to Atlantic City," and in the thing, I remember seeing him on TV, and he was like crying. He's like, "I just hope we find out what happened to my wife. I really miss her." And I'm looking at him like, this guy doesn't look like he's really crying.
No.
And then like 2 days later, They were like, strangled her and like threw off like just dumped the body in a golf course. The reason he went to jail was because I know it took a crazy turn, right? The reason he went to jail was because he went to Burger King. Because in between doing the two things, it was like premeditated. So like he got a Whopper, and in the court they like read his receipt. They're like, you got a Whopper Junior and chicken nuggets, and they're like, yeah, like, well, you know. And then you basically dumped the body. So they were like, well, you're going to jail now. So yeah, he's gone. He's gone forever.
Okay, that definitely topped my story.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Wow, that's...
Your story is you blacked out. Blacking out is so much better. I didn't actually do anything wrong, really.
Yeah, but your story like can be on Netflix. Like that's just fucking. That's a documentary right there.
That's a crazy feeling to be like, I once talked to somebody. It's a chilling. I wake up sometimes in the morning. I get a little chill.
You could be dead.
Oh,
dude.
wow. Yeah, I know, right? Mm-hmm. It's just crazy. Like you think about that. You never think about. Have you ever worked with anybody and then they went on to do something so different afterwards? That you were like, I would never have thought that person would do that. All your bottles, everyone else you worked with, they kind of stayed.
I mean, people were like having babies, doing yoga, like.
Isn't that weird? Like I've seen you do so many drugs, and now you do. They're like, now I do babies and yoga. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
switch it up.
Get rid of the drugs. Get in the yoga. Mm-hmm. Get in the babies.
That's all.
Start popping them out. That's always a good time.
Hey, everybody who's had a baby has definitely had copious amounts of everything, so you can change.
I've seen that a lot with people like that I've grown up with, where I go, they have kids now, and I go, wow, you're like, I've seen you do all the drugs, and I've seen you drink all the alcohol. Like
people change.
You just, I think they just hit the end of the road of like, I've done this thing as much as I can, and I just can't do this anymore. But if there was a different version of it that was just as fun, they would never have had a kid.
I want to put it on record that people always ask me, well, what happened? Why did you stop drinking and doing drugs? And it's like, they expect you to be like, well, I was sucking dick underneath a bridge and, you know, I lost it all. And it's like, no.
Why is it always worse underneath a bridge?
Sometimes it's just like, I think that's romantic, actually.
What a beautiful place to be sucking a dick. You know what I mean?
Beautiful. What a fairy tale.
Running
or
water.
It could just be like, I was really good at it. Honestly, the Michael Jordan of it. So I just retired. That's all it is.
Gotta retire my jersey.
That's all it was.
I'm great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, people didn't
It's
even
over.
know.
I killed it. I don't need to do this anymore.
People didn't even know how black-eyed I was. So they just thought I was like having a good time.
Right.
I was that great.
Yeah. You wake up, you have like a college degree online you didn't know about.
Yeah.
Like I went home and I did homework.
I cured cancer while being an alcoholic.
While being blackout.
Yeah.
Yep. Too bad you ripped it up when you got sober. You're like, this is the ravings of a mad woman.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, man. I've never had that situation where I was like, oh man, sometimes I used to be like, I'm good at this, but then I was like, this is not, I've definitely fucked up.
You know
afterwards,
what?
You know?
We have the ability to do bad and also do good. So it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Have you ever had a situation where like what's the worst you ever fucked up at, in a relationship?
Oh, that's like every relationship. Just being myself. I don't know. Just nothing. I haven't really fucked up. Like, I mean, besides.
I'm waiting for you to be like, I mean, I feel like it was all on them every single time. So
I'm gonna say,
I take no responsibility for any of this.
I'm going to say, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's 100% on them the other time. That's great. You go, oh man, you guys it was all you. You know, people say it's me, not you. Nope, it's 100% you. I think we gotta wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
This was wonderful.
Yeah, this was wonderful.
Bared my soul today.
Yeah. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. It's all just Sid BW or just Sid NYC, Sydney, Washington, blah, blah, blah. That's it.
Awesome. And, if you guys check out the comedy show every Sunday at the Knitting Factory, 9 p.m. and Unofficial Expert Podcast. This has been Kase of the Mondays. Guys, if you have any stories about the worst you ever fucked up at your job or relationship or whatever, just email us at ofthemondays@gmail.com. I'm Kase Rosso. You guys have been great. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.